Om Shanti, bonsoir à tous et bienvenue à cette session de désintoxication numérique ou Digital Detox. Et nous demandons à l'assistance de bien vouloir garder 1 minute de silence. Ensuite, on commencera. Merci. Merci. Sister Rupa and Sister Rekha, coordinating sisters at the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University of Gospel. Our chief guest, Brother Raj Sukha from Canada. Brothers and sisters, all protocols observed. Good evening to all of you. It's a privilege in welcoming you to this session on Digital Detox. This event is part 1. Part 2 will take place in 2 weeks' time. Et sans le savoir, les gens sont accros aux appareils numériques, passant la plupart de leur temps sur les réseaux sociaux, jouant à des jeux, regardant des films, ainsi de suite. Ceux qui travaillent avec l'informatique peuvent passer environ plus de 12 heures par jour avec des appareils numériques. Et cela, bien sûr, affecte certainement notre santé et nos habitudes. Donc, sans plus tarder, j'invite Sister Rupa à nous accorder son allocution d'ouverture. À vous, Sister Rupa. Vous avez à peu près 5 minutes. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Sister Iti. Om Shanti. Bon après-midi à tout le monde. So we are here to detox. We know that IT is nowadays a must for each and every one, be it at home, be it at work, be it with youngsters or elders or in business. In every way, we see that information technology has become a must for everyone. But when it goes to a certain extent, to an extreme, that becomes a hindrance to our relationship, our health, our personal mental stage, in all different aspects. It affects our health. So the whole health, the holy health means our physical, mental, spiritual, social health depends on all these an aspect to create a better society, a better person, a better life, and the state of the world. So everything is related one with the other. But when we think of the original computer that we have now, which is the original computer, our own brain, our own mind. Now, the more we use our own mind in a very stable and peaceful way, then we can on peut gérer l'autre computer. So the one who created the other computer is the main source to bring back our health. So coming back to our own mental stage, our own state of mind, so how we use the things that come to us, and that helps us maintain a better health for ourselves and a better use of all those technologies. So what I think that to bring this stability, this power of the mind, of course, we have to do something. Just like any problem in the other technology, in the other devices, now we need a technician. So to operate on our own real computer inside our state of mind, now that also we need now someone to help us in it, to bring that stability, that peace, that ability to use it in the right and proper way. So that is through our meditation, through our connection with the source, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the one who created this, because the one who creates knows much more about his creation. And so we all being the creation of one, the Supreme Creator. And so we just turn to the Supreme Creator, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the ocean of peace, the ocean of happiness, the ocean of knowledge. And he bestows that knowledge, that power in the soul, when we can use the mind, you can use the inner computer in the right way, then to be able to use the other man-made computer. And so I hope our brother Raj will define the way we have to use it, and of course connect with the Supreme to be able to use it in a much better way, and don't get intoxicated too much, so that we have to find means and source to be detoxicated. So I hope everyone will enjoy the session and know the means, the different ways how to recharge our own computer, how to upgrade our own computer inside, now by the help of the Supreme Father, that is through meditation. And then we won't only depend on the other computer and get it so much intoxicated that we need detoxification. So best of luck to all of you. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Rupa, for these eloquent words. And sorry.
You can carry on, Nikki.
Can you hear me, sister? Yes, I'm having some problem.
We can see you.
Om Shanti? Okay, Om Shanti, thank you. I'm sorry, there was some issues here. So, donc l'événement nous sera présenté par Brother Raj Sukha du Canada. Ce sera la première partie de l'événement où il nous présentera le thème, les habitudes saines dans l'utilisation des appareils numériques et comment la pratique de la méditation Raja Yoga peut aider l'individu à surmonter la dépendance numérique et à maintenir une vie équilibrée. Donc, about Brother Raj Sukha, he works as a senior solution architect at Bell Canada. Donc, pour ceux qui ne savent pas, Bell c'est quoi? Bell Canada, c'est quoi? C'est la plus grande compagnie de télécommunications au Canada. So he studied at the Royal College of Portuguese and holds a BSc in computer science. He has been working in the IT field for about more than 20 years. And Brother Raj is a regular Raja Yoga student and has been practicing meditation for more than 22 years. He likes to explore and experience spirituality, maintain calm and spiritual focus in this demanding world. And Brother Raj also enjoys exploring new experiments and staying aligned with positive energies of peace, happiness, and love. Donc, sans plus tarder, j'invite Brother Raj pour sa présentation. Over to you, Brother Raj.
Greetings, Om Shanti, and thank you to everyone for being here and also for inviting me for today's session. Just a sound check. I think, is it okay? Can you hear me? Fine. Thumbs up.
Yes.
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 It's fine.
So thanks a lot for the whole team for setting up this event for the participants and giving me this opportunity to be with you this evening. And I will share the presentation from my side, and I will turn off the video because the transmission will be without the video, and then we'll come back later on at the end. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, brother.
Thank you. So today's topic that we are going to look at is called digital detox. What does it mean to be digitally detoxed? You know, there are too many things happening in this world, and that's taking our attention. So, and we do realize to some level that it may be too much. So what kind of options are available to me? So we can start. You know, a long time back, we all seem to be quite happy with whatever we are doing, especially in our family. We seem to be together. And you know, normally when a story goes, once upon a time there was a family who used to be very happy and used to share happy moments together. Like in Mauritius, people used to go to the seaside, be together, be enjoying and doing things in the nature. And there was a lot of aspect of how we cared for each other without too much technology. In those days, I think maybe the most advanced technology, at least the time I'm speaking about, maybe was the TV station, maybe with 1 or 2 channels, and maybe the landline telephone and the radio. That's about most of the technology that we used to have in our lives. But most of the things that we used to do as a family was we were supporting each other. We were able to do things together. And most importantly, we used to care and share about each other. As time progressed, science became better and better. Science became beautiful, I would say, to a large extent. And my livelihood depends on it, which is IT, or it's connected directly with internet. So there came with a digital world. And one of the main inventions was the internet, which enabled people to connect very easily over long distances without too much issues. So things started to become and evolve. We started with computers, as Sister was saying. Computers were simple in those days. Now you have Windows computers, you have Mac, and then we have our advanced smartphones. And in the smartphones, we have all kinds of things that we call social media tools. How many tools are there now? There are things like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. There are zillions of things. I myself, I can't keep up with these things. So all of these things were created with the purpose of trying to bring us together, connect us over distances, and keep in touch with each other. So concept like becoming a friend with someone, starting to like what someone is saying on the social media, sharing each other, even following. So these were new trends that started to happen. Well, before there was trend of following each other, maybe there was a guru or maybe there was a religious leader, and that kind of following would be happening. But now everything has taken a different shape and size. And just some statistics about what's happening in this world. On this side, you can see some of the popular apps that we are using. So one of the most popular apps we use in this day and age is WhatsApp. And if you can look at the number, these numbers are in, I think, 100 million. So WhatsApp has a following of about 2 billion souls of people are using WhatsApp in the world. That's like maybe 1/4 of the world population is using WhatsApp. These numbers are a few years old, maybe about 2020, I would say. So this number must be close to 3 billion right now. We have the next one, which is what we call Wechat. It's mostly used in China. It's equivalent of WhatsApp. Then you have things like Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, Telegram, and I don't know what QQ is. You may know it better than me, but you can see, like if you add up all these numbers, they're easily over 6 billion souls are connected in this world. So everyone in this world is connected. But what's happening? Is everyone connected and things are great? This is what the purpose of our sharing is today. Some more statistics that I'm going to share with you. If you want to I'll ask a question and you tell me. What do 12 minutes tell you? Anyone can take a guess at that. If you're unmuted, you can share. What do you think 12 minutes represents today? And once again, some of these stats are a little bit old. So 12 minutes is the average time a person checks his phone to see what's going on. Did my friend like my posting? Did someone read my message? So this is how often we check our phones today. And right now, it might be even lower than that. It might be every 5 minutes that people are checking what's going on with their phone. Messages are coming in or not. What is 3.5 hours? Any guesses? Don't feel shy. Any guess is a good guess. So 3.5 hours was the average time a person would spend on their phone. And this would be called what we call screen time. So every day of your life, you're giving somewhere between 3.5 hours to 4 hours. And for teenagers and younger kids, I think that's even higher than that. I think as Sister Rupa, shared earlier, or Sister, I hope I'm getting the name right, Sister Nitis shared that it's close to 10 hours. I think in some cases that's true. That's how much time people are sharing. Maybe an easier number to guess. What's this number? 1,440. That's how many minutes we have in a day. So in a day you have 24 hours, and each hour has 60 minutes. And that means we come up with this number of so many minutes in a day. And who is after this number? Any guesses from? So every individual has 1,440 minutes in a day. And what happens in a day? Who wants to know what's going in that day, during that day in your life? There are lots of people, corporations are interested in that number from your perspective. So big corporations like Google, YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, they all want to know how much of these minutes you're devoting to the applications. Why are they interested in that? Because every time you open the app, they know exactly what you like, what you want, what you have been doing in the past. They know everything about you. You'll be surprised how much data they collect about you. So one of the main goals, I would say, for most of the corporations is to make money out of how many times you open the app, how many times you click on something, how many times you like something. So they are making money freely on your behalf. So their mission is to make sure that you open the app and use it and click on it so that they can sell that information to other organizations. So everyone is competing for your time on their space, on their apps. Make sense so far? This morning, my phone gave me my weekly stats of what's happening. So this is for my iPhone. So on a daily, I use it for 15 minutes. And I'm happy my usage has gone down by more than 50%, so 64%. So I'm guessing my usage used to be at least 2 hours a day before. So, lots of things happen. And here it's telling me what kind of things was I doing. There was productivity and finance. There was social time and others. And how much was it on Safari, which is like Google or Edge, IE, WhatsApp, and my mail. So how much time I was devoting to those things. And I have more than one device. So you can guess how much time of mine is going in checking mail, checking if, I'll just give you an example, if Rosebell Center is ready for today's event. So all of those things are accounted for here. So this is what every week, I guess most of you get a report from your WhatsApp provider to tell you this is what's going on in your day-to-day life. Are you aware of it? And if you can notice, like how much time we have been spending to, it's like in a way we are intoxicated. We have become addicted to this. It has become like, what can I say? Almost like a drug or a habit that we have cultivated with time. Most of the time it has been subconsciously activated. So there's a word addict that we normally use. We have become so much addicted to our devices. And these words come from addictum, which is, I guess, a Latin word which simply means the length of time that I have become a slave to my devices, to my apps. They have become the master. Even in the West now, to use the term slave and master is considered not to be socially acceptable because, slave and master tend to have a very negative connotation if you look at history. So we have all become addicted to what's happening in this space and how much am I looking up at my own well-being, because these big corporations are vying for my time and attention. So we have been using many devices. I was counting in our house how many phones and computers we have. There's 2 of us in the house. We have 3 personal computers. One is my office computer, and each of us have a smartphone, plus we have our landline, plus there's a television. So that already puts a number close to 8 or 9. I forgot what the count was. So many devices for 2 people. And that's how much time is going there. So what's happening to our life? So we thought all of this was coming like in terms of it was becoming of good use for us. But at the same time, we are becoming more and more dependent on them. We don't get our message. We start to feel, oh, why how come my friend didn't read my message? what's going on. But there are lots of other things happening. My attention is always pulled to those things. So is it a productive time? Is it an unproductive time? Is my time being wasted in the right way? Look at this picture here. The student is supposed to be studying, but what are they looking at? Their smartphone or what their friends are doing, what they are telling. We are in a meeting. Yes, we are in a meeting, we are sharing time, but everyone seems to be more occupied with what everyone is doing. How is our feelings and our attitude changing? If you can notice how much aggression is there, is increasing in us, including me. I can notice in certain situations how I become impatient. The level of tolerance decreases. There's fatigue settling in. The list goes on and on. People ask us a question, how do we respond to them? What kind of relationship is growing out of all of these things that we are doing? So the outcome does not really look very rosy or beautiful. So this is our new habits that we have developed. We have maybe learned from other people too. But is it good? I let you for you to decide if it's good for you or not, because I can't comment why you are using certain apps or you're not using certain apps. It's a personal choice that we have in our lives. One of the main problems that we are all facing is that, just as you can see on the picture, the person is on the device and they're looking at it and the position is like this. And if you look at the shoulders, it's looking round. It's as if it's bending forward. There's more and more stress on the spine, especially on the back, on the upper and lower back. And this is expressing that the weight on us is increasing. It's as if we are carrying a weight over our head or shoulders. That's the kind of strain we are putting on ourselves by just simply taking a device and looking at it and responding to a message. And this is some study which has been done on people using the devices and how much strain are we putting on our neck and on our back. And they have coined a new term called tech neck. You know, this red position, you're putting a strain of as if you're holding 60 pounds over your head. In this position where it's kind of orange, you're putting about 50 pounds over your head. In the middle, the yellow, is 40 pounds of strain you're putting on your head. And the light blue one is where basically your head is straight and your device is kind of in front of you, almost a little bit, maybe 10 degrees. This is as if you're putting about 10 pounds of strain over your neck. So this is what we are doing to ourselves every day. And these are scientific studies which have been done to find out all of this. So maybe we have to reconsider and revisit what we are spending, how we are using our devices. One of the most, I think, time-consuming things is how much notifications we are receiving. One of the simple things we can do in terms of improving our device etiquette, like good manners with our device, is try to turn off notifications. I don't need to be notified every 2 seconds that a message has come in. Maybe the next level would be, can I uninstall some of the social media apps that I don't really need in my life? Even worse, or better, I would say, can I reduce one social app every 6 months? And other things I can do, can I take frequent breaks from the device that I am watching? There's a very beautiful rule someone has created. They call it the 20-20-20 rule. So if you're watching a device for 20 minutes, take 20 minutes break from it. Do something different from it. Look away from it. Don't even touch it for the next 40 minutes. Focus on something positive. And if you're really caring about yourself, maybe you can consider disable your data plan and just use it whenever required. It's not a must in this society, but society has made us believe that we need data plans. So where do we start with a detox? So we have to think about an approach. What do I do? Here are some of the basic steps you can take for yourselves. So the 5 steps are: I need to have a plan. I need to set goals for myself. What do I want to achieve from it? There might be many things I want to achieve. Maybe I want to look at the different things and set a priority. Which one do I want to tackle first? Which one do I tackle later? I need to keep revisiting this plan almost every day to motivate the self. Why do I need that? Do I want a hunchback posture which becomes permanent, and later on when I become old, my back would be hurting me more regularly? Or do I want to take corrective actions? So motivation is very important. And also, what other options do I have if I'm not looking at my device? I can start to look at doing paintings, start to listening to music, maybe on the radio, not on the device, practice some sports, walking, maybe singing, and also, as some of you may know, also consider doing meditation. So these are the options you have at your disposal. I think there are many more options, but these are some of the easy ones that you can easily start to switch. So by having this plan, I can start to look at new habits I want to create for myself. Some daily practices that we can have. I want to do a quick time check. How much time do I have to go? So these are some daily practices I can practice. In the morning when you wake up, I don't necessarily have to look at my device. When I'm eating meals, I don't have to be checking my device. Can I take a 1-hour break after using my device or spending screen time? Can I go for a daily walk for 30 minutes in the nature? And before going to sleep, I can have at least 1 hour break from any devices. Do some reading, light reading, do some journaling. So things like that I can practice. So these are daily practices I can start to introduce in my life. Long-term practices. Maybe every Saturday, I decide not to use my device at all. Just turn it off. Spend time outdoors without my device. Go to the ocean, go to the beach, spend family time, And maybe for 30 days, try to reduce, screen time, maybe not use. I know the last 2 may be difficult to achieve, but consider them as long-term targets I want to achieve. So this was looking more from a physical perspective. But as you want to do something, there's also a spiritual approach that Brahma Kumaris are very good at. And I call this spiritual approach aim. What does aim mean? Aim simply means I have a target I want to achieve. I want to go somewhere away from these devices, attain something in my life, do something productive. So what is aim? The first A represents attention. Where is my attention going? So my attention, I need to constantly be aware of what I am paying attention to. Am I paying attention to false things that the media, that the social world is producing for me? Or am I paying attention to the self, to my inner qualities, to my things that's authentic, that truthful, that really help me in the long run? So create that awareness. So when I have the right awareness, my attention is focused. I am focused to what's authentic and what's real. What's I? I is my intention. Do I have the right intention for myself, to help myself? So what's my intention? So intention definitely comes by when I'm inspired. The right intention will come. And when the intention is inside of me, when I know the truth behind it, there will be I will start to focus more on improving the self. So am I looking at the self to improve? So remember we talked about the plan, the short term, the long term, the daily practices. So am I adhering to it? And what's M? M stands for motivation. What am I doing? Whatever I want to do something meaningful in my life. I want to understand the why, the importance of it. Is it truly bringing benefit to me? Whatever you do in your life, you have to understand the why. When you understand the why, then your energy will start to flow in that direction. When the energy starts to flow, that habit starts to grow in you. You become more and more spiritual and more focused, more and more motivated to do it every day. So this is what we call the spiritual approach of AIM. My aim, where I want to grow, with my attention, my intention, my motivation. And what do I want to really achieve? In this day and age, what's controlling me? It looks like my device controls me more and more. Other things don't pull my attention that much. So I call it controlling, ruling, and handling. Do I have this in my life? Am I able to do it? So what's controlling? Today, my device is controlling me. I have to check, did my message go to my friend? Did it come to me? But I have to look at my actions and my activities. Do I have a good handle? Do I know I need to only spend 5 minutes on my Facebook today? And do I spend more time maybe cooking for my family or doing something with my friends? So control is around my actions and my activities. Rule is a little bit more subtle. What do I do with rule? Rule is, what do I have power over? There are lots of things I have power over, but I have neglected them, especially my sense organs. So many times my sense organs dictate what I should be doing. But have I put law and order on my sense organ? And then it comes around handling. So what do I need to handle? I need to handle two main types of things: situations and my relationships. So these are things I feel that when you have the practice of Raj Yoga, you will be able to become a master. I'll be able to have the controlling power, I'll be able to have the ruling power, and I'll be able to have the handling power of situations and relationships. So I'll go a little bit more into what's connected with meditation that we talk about a lot. There's lots of inner powers that are dormant inside of us. Many times we are not accessing it. And there's three main powers that are inside of us. We may know a little bit about it, but there's a lot of other things to explore about it that we learn through Raj Yoga. So the first power is the power of the mind. The power of the mind simply enables me to create thoughts. You have the ability to control what type of thoughts you want to create. The next power is the intellect, which basically is my decision-making power. Do I always make the right decisions? Do I have the right information to do that? Do I make the right choices in my life? And eventually, whatever I decide, those experiences get collected in my other power that's called the Sanskaras, or the impressions. And me as a spiritual entity, as a spiritual being, the soul, I have lots of virtues and things inside of me. There's the 7 qualities that we always talk about. We have the quality of peace, love, happiness, truth, power, purity, and harmony. How much of these things are always present in my day-to-day interactions? Am I in charge of my mind, intellect, and sanskaras? What's happening to them? With this social media, what do you think the state of affairs is with my internal here that's inside of me? This is what's happening. The 3 faculties we talked about, the mind and intellect, and the sanskaras, the mind has become very peaceless because it goes a little bit here, a little bit there. There's always more things awaiting for me to look at, So what can I achieve if my mind is peaceless? Imagine you're writing an exam and your mind is running left, right, and center. How much can you focus on the questions? My intellect, do I always make the right decisions? Do I always make decisions wisely? Our intellects also have become tired because we are getting bombarded with so much information. And most of the time, the next experiences that we are collecting inside of us are negative experiences. And that's what I am holding inside of me. So what would be the outcome? This is where we feel meditation can really help us in the long term, solving the problems of the mind, solving the problems of a tired and weak and the sanskaras, which is filled with more negative experiences. So we have this ability to recharge the self, as Sister Rupa was sharing earlier. In Raj Yoga, we have this power to be able to direct my mind where I want it to go. Focus the intellect in things I like, I want it to be connected with. Not Facebook, not Instagram. Yes, those things are important for a short time, but beyond that, it will be wasting my time and changing my sanskaras of my negative sanskaras into pure positive experiences. So this is what the benefits of meditations are, mostly becoming the master of the self, becoming more and more loving. When we talk about loving intellect, in spirituality, the intellect is also the spiritual heart. If you look at the heart really does not have that power to love. The physical heart's purpose is simply to pump blood, right? But we have connected the heart with love. So, what other practices do I have at my disposal? When we all go on social media, these are things we do. We end up creating lots of friends, people we don't know, or people we might know. We like what they're doing. We click on the like. We like to share some of the things that we're inspired. So these are symbols that what you mostly see on social applications like WhatsApp, Instagram. I don't have Instagram, so I don't know much. And LinkedIn, what else is there? Twitter. And then when you like something what someone has posted, you can share it because you feel if I share it, other people will benefit from it. Or then sometimes what you do on WhatsApp, you forward it to others. This, I can't move my mouse. So this is forwarding it. So I forward my message to others. Or sometimes I feel some people are putting some really good content, so I want to follow them. So what things do I have? So what can I do? So quickly to summarize, even if I'm doing these things, there's some spiritual practices I can develop. So when I'm liking something, I show my gratitude towards that person. Before I like, I say, I am very grateful to you. I like all the people equally from my heart, not only one person that I am sending my like. How about when I am sharing something? I again show my gratitude. I say, you are an elevated soul. I share my love and pure feelings with everyone before you share it. So you're in a way packaging those messages and sending them as special blessing to those souls. When I'm forwarding something, so I also attach a blessing from my heart, positive vibrations, that you're a blessed soul. I send my good wishes and positive vibrations to all. So with that physical thing, I'm also attaching some good and positive vibrations. And when I'm following someone, I know many people will be following them. So I, again, from my heart, tells them that you are very special. May you always follow the truth and the light so that whatever contents they are creating, it's of high value, high quality. So the purpose of, I feel, meditation is you're inspired, you become independent and very loving individuals. The things that you can do is meditation. Whenever you want to practice something, you can do it. Whatever you want to practice, you have a choice to do it. And for however long you want, I can do it. Those are the things that you can do when you become a master of the self. So when you're inspired, you're independent, and you're insightful, those are the things that you will develop in your life. And those are some of the takeaways from today's sessions. I think that's about it from my side. Thank you for your patience and understanding. I just wanted to share one quick slide. So many of you may have heard about neuroplasticity. This is scientific terms. I won't go little too much about it. Sorry, I went too fast. So this allows people, so neuroplasticity simply tells you every time you're developing a new habit, new things are being wired in your brain. Your neurons are getting connected in a newer way, better way, where more positive energy can flow. So your mind is like flexible. It's reconfiguring itself to a better mode of functioning. And I want to share this one. This is just, and that concludes our sessions for today. Thank you for your patience and listening to me. And we'll go to the next part of the program now. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Brother Raj. Thank you very much for this. It's very enriching, whatever you've shared with us. Thank you very much. Now we move on to the sessions of question and answers from participants. Donc, à présent, nous passons la parole à tous ceux qui ont des questions. Présentez-vous et adressez vos questions à Brother Raj. By the way, Brother Raj, I just Googled on to see what is the QQ. So it's Tencent QQ. It's an instant messaging software service developed by a Chinese tech giant. Thank you for that. So any question from the floor? Si vous avez des questions. Yes, Sister Brenda, you can just open your camera so we can have a look at you.
Okay, I'm just okay. I don't know. Yes, okay. I'm Sister Brenda. I just wanted to ask something about the screen time. In fact, I have a passion of listening to YouTube videos, like motivational ones. So while doing any household work, so is that also considered as screen time?
Yes, screen time is basically anytime you're logging onto a WhatsApp or a social app, anytime you're on it, you're playing something, all of that is considered screen time. Because even as you said, you're doing something, you're listening to it, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That's it.
But in that way, if you're busy doing something else and listening to it, it's not as bad as just, I mean, you can take it two ways. If you're just motivating yourself to listen to that talk or that speech, in a way it's good. But sometimes if it's really good, I would say just spend your full time listening to it, because then you'll absorb more, right? Because when you're multitasking, what happens? The rate of absorption is a little bit less.
Yeah, so I understand. But like sometime when doing like ironing the clothes, so I'm there just doing that ironing. So I like to switch on my mobile and then listen at the same time, like the YouTube videos.
So it's good, I would say. In that situation, I think it's right. It's more than 80% correct to do that. So I support that kind of activity. I support how I do it, I would say. Massimo pareil.
Okay, thank you.
So any other questions from the floor? So I can see no questions coming, Brother Raj. So I'll just take the opportunity to ask you something. So in my mind, I was thinking of asking you, whatever you've been presenting till now, I was thinking of asking you, is it scientifically proven? Then I'm switching off a bit to ask you, is it scientifically and spiritually proven?
Which piece?
The whole presentation about the digital detox.
So most of the digital detoxing from the beginning was mostly I gathered from people that did some research. I just didn't come up with things. So most of the numbers and stuff like that were done through multiple research. And the aspect of neuroscience or neuroplasticity is again something that science is coming up. It's looking at how our brain conditioning, how we do certain things, how it's connecting our neurons, our brain cells. And now, if you really want to know about the value of meditation and physical exercise, last year I was attending a big conference by Microsoft. And Microsoft, because people have been working from home, it was at least 1 year, so they found out it is having a heavy toll on people. They're getting stressed, they're getting lots of things are happening. Mental breakdown, people are resigning from jobs and stuff like that. So they signed up a partnership with a company called Headspace. It's a company which provides paid apps to do meditation. So Microsoft signed a deal about $100 million with this company called Headspace. So why do you think a company like Microsoft would sign a deal? And not only that, that was a key announcement that CEO of Microsoft, Mr. Nadella, said it at that time. This is the main thing that we are doing for this year for our employees. So big corporations starting to provide people time to do meditation, to do yoga. Like in my companies, day, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, there are meditation sessions where people log in over Zoom or over WebEx something, and there's a 5-minute meditation that happens, and people are taking benefit of it. How do I know? Because at the end of it, more than 50% of the people are saying, oh, thank you for having this session. Thank you for this, all of this. So sometimes we take it for granted. Oh, we are doing these things. We don't know if it works, does not know if it works. I'm just presenting something. Like even for me, when I learned this meditation, all of these things about neuroplasticity, our habits, and all of those things were not very well known. About vibrations, good intentions, pure energy was not very well known or documented from a scientific perspective, but we have been doing it for a long time. But now many things have been coming and saying now, okay, let me finish this one before I jump there. Now we see the value, science is coming and saying, for us to be healthy, there needs to be happiness in our lives, there needs to be love, there needs to be peace in our lives. Why? Why is this? Why is it telling us that? I don't know who is from a medical background or biology or nursing can tell me that. I'm going to ask a question to the audience. You can say it in Creole too. I'm sorry, I can't speak Creole, but I just fall back into English. It's just been, you tell me why.
Of course, brother, you can say it in Creole as well.
So I'm asking the audience, sorry, I'm just, because I prepare it and half of the material is in English in my head, so it's difficult for me to switch. I know, je peux changer en créole après, et tu vas aller pour réel en anglais. So my question is, why is it important to be happy, loving, and peaceful in your life? Anyone from the audience? At least I want 3 people to reply to that questions. Come on, don't
Could you just repeat the question, brother?
Why is it important to be happy, peaceful, and loveful in our lives? To holding that kind of energy in our thoughts.
Can I answer, brother?
Yes, you can give me one answer. Yes, for sure.
So, Sister Brenda again. So I think this, the whatever you've mentioned, these are the key ingredients for a perfect health, if I can say, for physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health.
Mhm. Exactly. Very good, Sister Brenda. You know, the feelings that we are holding inside of us, as Sister Brenda was saying, is a basis of health. So what's the connection between that energy and health? Second question.
Because whatever emotions we have, these have a direct impact on our body and emotional state, of course, mental state, and eventually it will impact on the physical health.
That's very good. Mais quelle relation il y a entre ces feelings-là et qui peut arriver dans mon corps?
Good feelings, good health, good secretions of hormones in the body. It will boost our immune system. Whereas if we are having bad feelings, negative feelings, bad feelings, worry and anything wrong, it will make us release the hormones will be very bad ones like cortisol and so on, and this will deter our mental, physical, emotional health. Exactly. And we will be finding ourselves, yeah.
So I fully congratulate Brenda at least being brave and sharing her thoughts, and she's exactly right. Whatever the state of our feeling is inside of us, that's the type of hormones my bodies will release. So those hormones, what do? They go and affect my physical organs, my heart, my spleen, my liver, my kidney, my brain. So the more positive feelings you're holding inside of you, that's what you will be generating that's what you will be secreting, and that's how healthy your organs will be. So when your organs are healthy, that will be the sum of your total health too. So I very much appreciate your interaction, Sister Brenda. Thanks a lot for sharing your insights too.
Thank you. Thank you. So whatever negative feeling is coming, we should learn to change it into the positive, because we should be learning to love ourselves more than anyone, anything else.
Exactly.
And of course, through the help of God, of course.
And this has been always taught to us in meditation, that you have to have positive feelings, positive thoughts, good wishes for everyone, you know. But many times it used to be just at that level. But now when you look at science is connecting the two. Our thought energy that creates has a direct impact on my immune system, and my immune system is how it's impacting my organs, and my health is directly linked to it.
I think there is another question from another person.
Yes,
Brother Rajesh, I think. Yes, brother? Rajesh Jivan, your question, please. Unmute yourself, please.
Unmute, please. We can't hear you. No, you have to unmute. It's still on mute.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yes, your question, brother?
I don't have any question as such, but I would like to thank Brother Raj for his delightful insights and for his talk that he gave today in connection with digital detox. I think it's really becoming a problem nowadays. Possibly as a mature person, given that we've got responsibilities, I think it's far easier for us to manage those apps and be on social media. But I think the major problem that we are facing nowadays is basically with the young generation. Uh, I've seen in many families, including in my family itself, how much time the children spend, on mobiles and on those apps, to the detriment of their own homework, to the detriment of socializing with friends, with people, even to the extent that they don't want to go out for a walk. They don't want to go out and explore nature a little bit. They just want everything confined on their mobile. And this is leading to a major other problem as well, especially when it comes to the level of aggressivity. Whenever you tend to switch off everything, you will see that they become a little bit more aggressive. And this is not only in one place, but I think it's in almost all houses that we're experiencing these days. And whenever you just switch off the Wi-Fi, cut off their connection or whatever, they can't basically do anything. They can't just come back to the family and start a conversation. They can't really go back and pick a book and read a novel. Basically, I like the anecdote that Brother Raj said about once upon a time. And it's true that once upon a time people were having dinner together. They were just taking books and read, scanning their newspaper every morning and read a little bit about things that are currently affecting people's health, things that are affecting the livelihood of people in a particular country and so on. So they're well versed with all these. And thank you, Brother Raj, for pointing out all these aspects today. There is something as well that is to the detriment as well. It's like the more time we spend on social app and mobiles and screen time, the less physical activity we do. And the less physical activity we do definitely has an implication on our health. As a biologist, I did not intervene before, but basically I'm a biologist, and Brother Raj and Brinda also covered some of the aspects on on neurons and on hormones as well. It's very good that you raise the issue of hormones, because usually whenever you are under stress, there is a release of one particular hormone called cortisol in your body, which really disbalance your whole body mechanisms, and this leads to further problem. My belief as a scientist is that possibly in the years to come, there will be a big problem related to health, and that would be mental health among the young generation and even with the elderly generation as well. And screen time is going to have a major impact on our mental health with time. Those in Brahma Kumari, obviously, they will gain the knowledge. They will know how to balance their life a little bit, especially with yoga and meditation, and how to get rid and how to balance their life and improve, the physical workout of the body. But those who are not being able to understand the problems we'll be facing possibly in 10 or 20 years time, well, that's thank you, Brother Raj, and thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Rajesh, for this sharing. We will now move to the next item, if I may say so, of the program of today. So now I invite Sister Rekha for une petite séance plutôt de méditation. Over to you, Sister Rekha.
Merci, Sister Niti, mais je ne sais pas si Brother Raj peut prendre encore une minute to just reply to Monsieur Jiwan.
Okay, yes.
I think
Sorry.
we should give.
I'm sorry.
So thanks a lot, Brother Rajesh, for sharing your thoughts. I fully agree with your opinions and views. And, like many times, I'll tell you something that you'll be surprised. And at that time, I did not realize that. When we were small kids, my grandmother had a friend, which was kind of a distant grandmother friend. And they always used to say this thing in Bhojpuri. And I don't know how many of you understand Bhojpuri. She used to say, "I like one kakariyansa. What will these kids do in their lives?" So at that time we were small, and I could never understand what they used to mean that. Why did they used to say these things? So what would these kids do in their lives? And much later, maybe 30 years later, I understood what it means. Every generation feels that the next generation is a little bit lower than what the previous generation is. To some extent, it may be true, but to a large extent, I don't know. I don't know if it is their fault. I don't think it is their fault. It is just that time is like that, where things have become so out of control, out of bound. You can't control things that easily. It takes so much time to bring law and order. Just in a household, as you described the setting of, you turn off the Wi-Fi connection and people get unhappy. People don't want to go for a walk. You know how much struggle is there, how much energy goes there. And I have understood now, like every generation, how they're a little bit fearful or a little bit protective about what we can do about the future generations. There's only one thing I feel we can do as the older generations. I feel in our heart and our intellect, there should always be good wishes that things will sort itself out. It might take a little bit time, but we should never lose hope. The next generation will be able to find answers for what they are doing. If not today, tomorrow. Our duty is to nurture that hope, let that light of hope in them so that they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even to think that, yes, it's to a large extent, it's really it looks very sad, but it's part of a bigger, I would say, we use the word drama normally, a bigger movie here.
There's a bigger picture.
Yes, exactly. But the thing is, like, for us, do things which are within your control. And if you can guide others, it's great. But the best guidance is like when you guide yourself, it's easier to guide others too. That's what I feel. That's what I feel inspiration is. So when you motivate yourself, it's easy to motivate others. But I really liked your sharing, Brother Rajesh. Lots of insights and lots of challenges that we all face in this day-to-day world. Thank you very much, everyone.
Now we will move on to the meditation session. Sister Rika, over to you.
Merci, Sister Niti. So let us all spend 2-3 minutes to reflect on, to take our mind away from the sad and the dark reality out there, and to tune in and find those spiritual powers, that spiritual light of hope, and those spiritual resources within us, which we can use to be able to fight the reality out there and allow light to enter our life and our families and the world. Alors, sa méditation là, depuis basée, ce que Brother Raj a présenté de cette présentation, de qui je suis à l'intérieur. Alors, so you can see a point of light on the screen. This is just to help us focus and turn our attention inside. So just sit relaxed wherever you are. And remember the ideal posture of the body, the neck, the back could be straight. And I just place my eyes on the screen just for 2-3 minutes. And I'd start reviewing what I have been hearing in today's session. And I try to find myself in that scenario of the present reality. I take my mind away from what is physical, external, and gently I turn my attention within myself. What is happening inside here? I start becoming aware that inside this body, I'm someone who is thinking, who is feeling, who is realizing. I'm someone who have dreams, intentions, aims. In here, I'm someone who has certain principles in my life. I become aware that I have certain virtues I appreciate, admire, and even use in my daily life. I start realizing of my inner potential, my inner spiritual resources, which I can develop, allow to grow, and use to face challenges out there. So instead of focusing on the black canvas out there, I turn my attention and focus on the light in here. I take a long breath through my nose and blow out through my mouth. I do it 3 times. I breathe in, turn my mind in, and then breathe out. And one more time, I breathe in, turn my attention in, and then I breathe out. And I gently close my eyes and visualize myself in my spiritual form as a soul inside the body, as a being, a thinking being, a being with wisdom, a being who likes calm, peace, and love. I become aware that at the physical level, I'm a physical person, but inside at the spiritual level, I am light, I'm a soul, I'm pure consciousness, and I'm full of peace. It's my natural quality. It's my power. It's my hope. I repeat to myself in my mind, I am a peaceful being of light. I am a peaceful being of light. I am a peaceful being of light. I love peace. I am peace. And I spread peace into my body, into my life. And I spread peace to all around me. And I can feel the light of peace from the center of the forehead, the seat of the soul, spreading into the whole body and spreading out into the atmosphere. I, the soul, I'm the child of the ocean of peace, God, the supreme light. And with my mind, I can connect to that highest, supreme source of peace to recharge myself whenever I want, however much I want. I'm a being of peace, spreading peace. I'm the child of the ocean of peace. Om Shanti. Open my eyes and place my eyes on the point of light on the screen. And I maintain the awareness that I have a light of peace, a light of hope within me. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Merci, Sister Rekha. Donc, nous sommes arrivés à la fin de notre programme d'aujourd'hui. Je remercie nos sœurs Sister Rupa et Sister Rekha, notre invité Brother Raj Sukha, vous nos invités pour votre soutien et pour votre écoute, et tout le monde pour sa présence. Et nous nous reverrons d'ici 2 semaines pour une nouvelle session. Donc, d'ici là, je vous remercie pour votre attention et je vous dis au revoir. À bientôt. Om Shanti.
Ce sera le 17 avril.
OK. Ce sera le 17 avril. Donc, prenez note. On se verra le 17 avril.
5 p.m.
It will be 5 p.m.
It will be an open conversation on the same topic, and we'll have few more guests, and they'll be sharing about their best practices on this theme.
OK. Merci, Sister. Donc, je vous dis bonne soirée à tous et Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Brother Raj. Merci à tout le monde, merci à l'équipe technique. Merci.